how to develop leaders with inspect versus expect. And this is one of the biggest traps, whatever industry it is, whether you're in network marketing, whether you're at a Fortune 500, you're building a team of employees, it's the same from the top down. And what I mean by that is there's a way of training people and a way not to. Look at your friends right now. They're all driving the same cars. You guys all dress the same. See, you got to change your thinking in order to change your check. And if you don't change your thinking, life's just not going to change for you. When you create a system, it takes about 6 months to get it running smoothly, just like McDonald's. And before you know it, it runs with or without you. Do you think Ray Kroc, can you believe the system he made is still flipping burgers with 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds 30 years later? Because the system he made, it runs with or without him. When you master that in business, you have succeeded, and the quality of life that you create is not about the money you make. It's about the freedom you've just earned yourself and your family, and now you can spend the rest of your life enjoying your life. Hi everybody, welcome to the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast with Anthony Powell. I'm happy to be here with you guys today. Remember, we've got that 6 to 8 week time period where I'm going to be going through my entire story from the time I was 19 years old, broke as a joke, to becoming a multi-millionaire as a direct result of following some of the most incredible mentors in the history of online marketing. And what's so great about it, just like a father wants their son to become bigger than them, I became bigger than my mentors financially. So now it's my job to turn around and teach you what my mentors taught me, so you have an opportunity to grow yourself to a level that you never thought was possible. So let's kind of set today up with talking about what is the topic. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, turn on the notifications, because I'm going to be really delivering things that's going to help take you to the next level. I have no incentive besides helping you. My mentors helped me. I spent a long time learning personal development. But we're going to take it to the next level with you, and we're going to help you go where you never thought were possible. So let's dig into today's topic, how to develop leaders with inspect versus expect. And this is one of the biggest traps that people have, whether you're whatever industry it is, whether you're in network marketing, whether you're at a Fortune 500, you're building a team of employees, supervisors, managers, a CEO is trying to build a team of vice presidents. It's the same from the top down. And what I mean by that is there's a way of training people and a way not to. Every time I go into, let's say, a group of people that there's 5 people and the leader is training people, and they go, gosh, I just can't get any traction with my guys. I'm like, what do you mean? They go, we're talking to people, but for some odd reason, I just can't get them to do more than what they're doing, or I have to always be there, or a manager goes, my departments are not growing. It's like we have meetings like for hours. I go over everything. I talk to them. I give them PowerPoint presentations. Everyone's there. Everyone's looking at me. Why do I not have any growth? What's happening? And the reason why that happens to people, guys, is there's 5 things that we're going to talk about today on developing leaders. First is you have to be the one that creates the consistency in that department. Meaning it could be a department of 2 of you, 1 of you, and 1 other person. Like I set this whole thing up, I unpacked it with teams, departments, VPs, it doesn't matter, it's all the same. But how you unpack this is this. If you are working with somebody, you have to master that process first, so you know where all the ways to win, and you got to know where the thing falls apart in that department. The one thing you got to make sure everything's being tracked. So if you don't have automated dashboards like I do built into my contact management or my deal dashboards and things like that, if you don't have those automated, you can hire people to develop formulas in Excel spreadsheets or sheets, whatever you want to do. But you've got to have where people are doing movements and reporting numbers to a specific spreadsheet. And what happens is when you see numbers, you get to see what's really happening. Numbers are the story of what's happening. The numbers tell the story. And without watching your numbers, you don't know really how to lead your crew. So when I'm doing numbers myself, that's why I started out at the bottom. I started out being a setter and then a closer, and then I became a leader of setters and closers, and then I became bigger and bigger, and then the CEO, right? Well, as I continued to grow the company, I had to learn each department, and I had to understand, why does one department grow and why does this department not grow? And so because I had to face that when I hired out, then this is where the magic comes. Write this down. This is not going to be a long podcast, but this is going to be a powerful podcast. And by the way, what I'm going to teach you goes with when you talk to your kids. Maybe you have a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and you don't have to deal with them as though they're an employee of yours, but it's going to help you with communication all across the board so that you always can expect things to happen. And write this down. Here it goes. So the first thing that I do every single day when I get up, I'm going to teach you the routine of setting up your day. Number one, I get up and I get my mind programmed before the day starts. When my eyes open up, the first thing you're going to do is say what you're grateful for. You've got to go to gratitude immediately. Bang. You cannot get up and say, I'm tired. If you say I'm tired, you've lost. The first thing you're going to do is say, I'm thankful. Today I woke up, I said, Lord, thank you for giving me this incredible opportunity to see the ocean when my eyes opened up. Thank you. Or maybe you have someone laying next to you, you say, hey, thanks for being in my life. Or maybe you just have an incredible dog that always loves you the minute you were with them. Just say, hey, thanks for always being in good spirit with me. Or maybe it's just you're thankful for something else. Go to a place the minute your eyes open up that you're thankful. Maybe God's distributed. I'm not like a big biblical person, but I do have my faith. Maybe God is giving you your business to start working properly. Be thankful. Or maybe you have food on the table and other people don't. Be thankful for that. The point is have gratitude when you wake up. Then go get your caffeine and then head to some sort of cardio. You can do rowing, you can do walking, you can do running, you can do incline walking, you can do everything, inside, outside. You need to get oxygen to your brain, and you need to do it consistently every day. You need to get your heart moving so that your body has to regulate everything in it, because then you're going to get your endorphins going and you're going to eliminate any stress you have in your body. Go back home when you're done, and you want to make sure that you sit down with yourself and do about 30 to 45 minutes of personal development. What are you reading about? Well, I do Jim Rohn. You can read his books. They're all on Amazon. You can watch them on YouTube. And you want to do 30 minutes. Take notes, audio books, reading books, video books. And when you're done with the chapter, ask yourself this one question. How can this help my personal life? And how can this help my business life? And then start to incorporate that in your life. Go about your day thinking about it. Now, when you do personal development, you're going to go through a change about every 3 months. Because if you do it every single day, after 3 months, you're going to see a difference in who you are. You're going to walk in a room with your shoulders back a little bit more. You're going to have a little bit more pep in your step. Your voice is going to articulate a little better. Every 90 days, you're going to change. But see, you've got to do the personal development just like you brush your teeth. Because if you brush your teeth every day, you're going to have a great, beautiful smile. If you don't brush your teeth every day, they're not going to rot out today, tomorrow, but they are going to start needing some attention in 90 days. And in 6 months to a year, you're going to be getting false teeth. That is your brain. Your brain is the most important muscle in your body, and if you don't nurture it and work on yourself, things won't change for you. Sounds taboo, doesn't it? Sounds weird. If for some people that don't do this every day, it's like one of those things where you're going, oh yeah, I've heard that before, personal development. Yeah, and look what your income's in. You're broke. You're acting stupid. How can you become financially literate and you don't work on yourself? You have one life. I don't want to hear money is not everything. Money is freaking everything until you have enough of it. So you're not after buying the car. You're going to get a car. You're going to have some fun things along the way. But the real thing you're after with money is freedom. The freedom to come and go. The freedom to buy a ticket to go on an airplane without having to wait 2 to 3 weeks because you're trying to save $100. See, personal development is the answer. But if you don't do it, you're gonna stay the same and go backwards. If you have the same friends, just take a look around you right now. I can promise you this right now. Look at your friends right now. They're all driving the same cars. You guys all dress the same, talk the same. Once in a while, you'll have one friend that's in debt because they bought some designer clothes, trying to look better and trick bag society to think they're somebody they're not. They're still broke. See, you gotta change your thinking in order to change your check. And if you don't change your thinking, life's just not going to change for you. So every single day, whether you're on the road, on an airplane, at home, wherever you are, it's just important to do personal development. Lastly, do your to-do list. And then from there, work on getting everything done on the to-do list. Now, let's move forward on inspect and expect. When you're working with somebody and you're going through the steps, you've just explained someone's job's duties, right? Here's the magic. You spend time presenting to a human or to a person, the same thing, right? And when you're done presenting, say, great, now that I've just explained to you what your job is today, what I need to have done or what you need to do today, I need you to explain back to me what it is I just gave you. Now, here's what's gonna happen. When they tell it back to you, hey, I'm gonna go do this, this, and this, here's how you want it done. Because how you want it done is not about you being their Lord. How you tell them to do it is for them to get consistency of the process. That's the success, is doing it right, not doing it their way. This is where people do a tug of war with you. There's no their way. It's the systematic way of the company. And so when they respond back to you and then you're listening, you're like, okay, here's what you're looking for. How well did they take notes? Did they take notes like, this is BS, I'm gonna write it my way? Or did they explain it back to you exactly the way that you told them? When they explain it back to you, the first thing you do is you have to always celebrate. Hey, you know what? First of all, let me explain. You did a great job on this, this, and this. So good job. But here's where you missed. You missed here, here, and here. So either I spoke too fast and you didn't write this down right, or you're not paying attention. So the bottom line is this is on you. I'm not gonna sit here and babysit you. You are part of this company. You're a valuable asset if you do your job right. So what I'm not gonna do is play games with you. If I'm talking too fast, say, well, hold on one moment, I'm trying to take notes. I'm gonna slow down and let you take notes. Because if after we could do this for 3 or 4 times, it's shame on me in the beginning. Excuse me, it's shame on you in the beginning. But if I keep you, it's shame on me for keeping you and disrupting my flow in my business. So what you guys have got to do is you inspect, okay? Well, all you guys out there, and I can tell you this is 9.8%, 9 out of 10 people, you guys do this. So you give orders, you give job duties, and then you just say, okay, we'll meet tonight. And then tonight comes and guess what? You didn't have them repeat back to you what they've got to get done and how. So you didn't get to see the area that you got to go back over before the day starts. So now when the day ends, or maybe you don't talk to them for 3 days because the project's a 4-day project, you come back, you don't make any phone calls at the end of the day, tomorrow morning, in 4 days, 3 days, when the project's due, you just say, okay, let's sit down, go over it, and none of it's right. And you're going, holy F, how could this happen? That is on you, not them. Because here's what you do. You go over whatever the deal is. This could be with sales, with training people to go through courses. This could be training your staff, running your VPs, the departments. Because what you do with them, they do with their supervisors and managers. The supervisors and managers do it with their employees. It's the teach philosophy. So what you got to really understand is when you give directions to somebody, have them repeat back to you what it is that you gave them. Find out what they did great, correct what they need to do, have them re-explain it to you, and say, great, let's go. Let's have a great day. At night, come back and go over everything. Where are we? This morning, we were gonna do it this way, boom, boom, boom. Explain back to me where you are and what happened. And then you're gonna watch. Now, if someone's new or newer, I wouldn't just rely on waiting till the celebrate and fix meeting at night. I would check in at about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, say, hey, I'm just checking in with you to see how everything's going. Based on the notes you took this morning, do you have any questions? No, I don't. Fantastic. If you do, don't wait till tonight. Please get a hold of me beforehand. Okay, great. Bye for now. Boom. See, now what you're doing is you're making someone independent as a person in your group, but dependent on focusing on the philosophy to make it work. See, there's micro and macro managing. You have to micromanage so that down the road you can macro manage. Micro is you're doing everything where you're inspecting along the way. Then once you build trust with somebody, you can back away from them because for 90 days they prove to you that they're going to do it the right way based on the meetings. Now you've got a system and flow going within your organization. And this is how it works, guys. This is how you build leaders. This is how I built 250 millionaires, six-figure earners. This is how I did it. I didn't just say, hey, we're gonna go sell a bunch of stuff, we're all gonna get rich. No, I had to build leaders that when I walk, they walk. When I'm not in the room, they walk just like me. People would always say, hey, you can tell that guy's been in your organization because he talks like you, walks like you, corrects people like you, he sells like you, he demands his presence like you, he's a leader. And that's what you need. When you're no longer around people, you need them to blossom and become strong leaders with or without you. That's the end game in life. And in business, when you create leaders, that's when you can walk away from the business and just collect an income or sell the business if you choose to. Remember, if it's not scalable, it's not saleable. So we got to get away from, a lot of you guys have your hat on backwards, you have a sales funnel going and you're excited for 50 grand. God bless you. But it's only fun for like 90 days until all of a sudden everything's falling apart. So you got to set up structure now, and it's okay if it fell apart. I've had it happen to me, but then the pain of holding it all together forces you either to quit or to create a systematic approach. When you create a system, it takes about 6 months to get it running smoothly, just like McDonald's. And before you know it, it runs with or without you. Do you think Ray Kroc, who's been dead now for what, 30 years? Can you believe the system he made is still flipping burgers with 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds 30 years later? It's because the system he made, it runs with or without him. And when you master that in business, you have succeeded, and the quality of life that you create is not about the money you make. It's about the freedom you've just earned yourself and your family, and now you can spend the rest of your life enjoying your life. Doesn't mean you're not gonna work your ass off. Doesn't mean you're gonna take Sundays and Saturdays off. It means you're gonna work like hell, create a system, build a business, and someday you can start walking away and let it run itself. Thanks, you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, notifications, give me a like and a comment. You know, I'm still new here. I want to see your feedback. We'll talk to you in next week's podcast. We drop every Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern sharp. See you next week.